Now we will use the pattern feature. The pattern feature creates an array of identical features in an associative manner, meaning the copies will all take after the original. For this case, we're going to use a block, and then we're going to add cylinders on the surface of the block. To create the block, you can create a rectangle and then do an extrusion, or you can go to Insert, and then the same feature, and then click on Block. The dimensions of the block has to be 8 inches, 6, and 1, and then click OK. Now, we will add cylinders to the top surface of the block. To do this, you can go again to Insert, the same feature, and then Cylinder. Or also, you can do a circle and then extrude it. We're going to do a cylinder with extrusion. So the first thing that you have to do is to create a sketch. Now, we will use on plane, but instead of using the XY plane, we're going to select the top surface of the block that we will be working. And then just click OK. Now we will create a circle of 0.25 of diameter. Then we go to Rapid Dimensions to give the dimensions from the X and Y axis to the center of the circle. From the X and Y axis, the distance to the center of the circle will be equals to 1 inch. Then you click Finish Sketch, and then go to Extrude. Select the curve that in this case is the circle, and give a distance value of 1 inch. Then you go to Pattern Feature, and the first thing that you have to do is to select the feature that in this case is the cylinder. Then go to Layout, and here you can select the pattern that you want to follow: linear, circular, polygon, spiral, along. For this case, we're going to use a linear layout. We specify the vector, which will be along this edge, and then the count will be 5 pieces. The pitch distance, which is the distance between each of the cylinders, will be equals to 1. Then we go to direction 2. Here we're going to select the direction to be along this edge. Here the count will be 7 pieces. And the pitch distance will be also 1 inch between each piece. As you can see, there are small yellow squares which represent the center of each of the cylinder where it will be. So click Apply. And this is the final geometry that you will be getting. The next pattern feature is the circular instance array. We're going to add a sketch first. And we're going to create a circle with a diameter of 6 inches. You can always zoom in and zoom out to see better your sketch. We click Finish Sketch, and then Extrude. We're going to use a distance of 1 and apply. Now we will create another cylinder on the top of the cylinder that we just created. For this case, we're going to use primitive features. So you go to Insert, then Design Feature, and then cylinder. The vector is already specified. Now we're going to select a point. On the x direction will be 0, on the y direction will be 2, and on the z direction will be 1. So the cylinder can appear at the top of the cylinder that we just created. And then just click OK. That diameter on this case will be 0.25 and the height will be just 1 inch. And then just click OK. Now we're going to add a pattern feature to that cylinder. We select the feature. The layout will be circular. We will need to specify a vector. In this case will be the z direction, because the cylinder will be rotating around the z-axis. And we specify a point. In this case, the point that we're going to select is at the origin. So you leave everything to be 0 and just click OK. On the angular direction, we're going to specify the number of cylinders that will be repeated in the circle. Spacing, you can choose between count and pitch, count and span, pitch and span, and list. For this case, we're going to use count and pitch. The count is the number of features that you will be repeating. In this case, will be 12. And the pitch angle, what you can do is just to divide 360 over 12. And then click Apply.
Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe.